Welcome back. Today we want to take a look at traditional versus additive manufacturing techniques. Milling machines traditionally would start with an oversized block or billet and remove material until a roughly rectangular part of the desired shape and form was achieved. For round or cylindrical parts, again, they would start with an oversized billet and put on a manual or a CNC lathe or turning center and turned until the final part shape was achieved. And parts could be joined through welding processes or by assembly with bolts and other fasteners. Milling of a square billet requires a highly skilled tradesperson, may or may not require a CNC program that can be quite time-consuming. Regardless whether it's made on a manual or CNC machine, it will still need to be fixtured at least once or multiple times. And since this is a subtractive process, there is wasted material which adds to the cost. Typically, shops will charge $40 an hour and up for a 3-axis mill, $75 to $120 an hour for 4 or more axis mill, plus another $35 an hour for the operator. Adding to this is the required setup time to perform the desired machining. Regardless of the welding process, there is very little material loss in the process. And typical welders earn at least $23 an hour and up, and welding job rates start at $60 an hour plus the cost of material. As with milling, turning requires a highly skilled tradesman. CNC programming can be time-consuming, and both methods will require fixturing of the part for at least one or more setups. Since turning is a subtractive operation, there is also wasted material which adds to the cost. Typically, a CNC lathe operator would earn $35 an hour and up, and the cost to operate the machine would be $35 an hour and up. Some of the downfalls of traditional manufacturing methods include the long lead times, the highly skilled labor required, and the multiple setups often required. When calculating the cost of a traditional manufacturing, there are several categories to have a look at: overhead and indirect costs, material costs, labor costs, labor overhead costs, as well as machine costs. Both traditional and additive manufacturing will have setup costs, quality costs, engineering costs, and tooling and consumable costs. However, additive manufacturing costs are significantly less for these factors. With respect to manufacturing time, lead times are much longer for conventional machining. Conventional lead times include fixture design, tool path programming, setup time, machining time, secondary machining time, and finishing time, where additive lead times include printing time, post-processing time, and finishing time.